every day now, it seems like the Cleveland Browns are flip-flopping with who they're going to take second overall. At first, it looked like they were going to take Shedeur. Then it was out there they were going to take Abdul Carter. Now, signs are pointing towards Cleveland taking Travis Hunter second overall. And if they take Travis Hunter, how are they going to use him? Is he going to play both sides? Is he going to be a receiver? Is he going to play corner? The Browns are a team, to me, that seems more than willing to let Travis Hunter play both ways. They definitely do need another wide receiver to pair alongside of Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy. And you could also use a little bit of help at cornerback. Travis Hunter is too gifted of a player to not allow him to play both ways. How are you going to divvy up the snaps between him playing offense and defense? That's going to be TBD, but I'd rather see Travis Hunter play wide receiver because he has a bigger impact on the Browns winning games than what he would playing corner. You can be a shutdown corner and still be on the trash team. But if you are an elite receiver and you have the ability to score touchdowns, you impact the game in a bigger way than what you would playing corner. But if Travis has to play corner and he has to guard up against somebody like a George Pickens or Zay Flowers for a few possessions, he definitely can do so. Now, if the Browns take Travis Hunter, who's going to be throwing him the football? It definitely isn't going to be Kenny Pickett, or if anything, he definitely is going to be in competition for the starting quarterback job. I still believe Kirk Cousins is very well in play for the Cleveland Browns. Him and Kevin Stefanski already have some history together. Remember, before Kevin Stefanski was the head coach of the Browns, he was the offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. And Kirk Cousins had a lot of success when Kevin Stefanski was his play caller. The Falcons right now still are not willing to trade Kirk Cousins due to the cap hit that they're going to take if they were to trade him. And if Kirk Cousins wants the opportunity to start again, he more than likely is going to have to restructure his contract, which I feel is probably going to happen sooner rather than later. And let's say that you don't take Kirk Cousins, then you're most likely 99.9% going to end up drafting a quarterback. Are you going to trade back into the first round? Maybe you get into the late 20s and you trade back up to get a guy like a Jackson Dart. I wouldn't mind the Cleveland Browns rolling the dice on somebody like Jackson Dart. Kevin Stefanski is an offensive-minded coach. It didn't work with Deshaun Watson, but Baker Mayfield did have a pretty good stretch under him. And Jackson Dart going to an offensive-minded coach with the weapons that the Browns will have at that point, Travis Hunter, Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, their offensive line being fully healthy. It's a good situation for him to maybe end up, sitting behind Kenny Pickett for a few weeks. When Kenny Pickett flames out, he could come in and maybe salvage the season for the Browns. But if you don't go Jackson Dart in the first round, then round 2 and after, you're looking at maybe taking a flyer on Jalen Milroe. But if you draft Jalen Milroe, I expect you to already have Kirk Cousins on the roster. Jackson Dart, he's not a quarterback prospect that I'm extremely high on, but there are some really good traits that he has. Really good arm. He's a pretty decent athlete, and when he's in rhythm, he's pretty good. He also has the capability to start for you at some point during the season. But if you draft Jalen Milroe or Quinn Ewers, these are more of long-term development guys. Somebody that you will want to sit behind Kirk Cousins for a year or two, let him grow, let him continue to learn the system. Jackson Dart is more suited to start right away with the years of experience he has, being a multi-year starter at Ole Miss, having multiple years of productive quarterback play. Jalen Milroe, with what we saw from him last year, just with the inconsistencies that he has had throwing the football, he has a really good chance of being the second coming of Anthony Richardson, more than him becoming the next coming of Jaden Daniels or Lamar Jackson. Quinn Ewers gives me more of backup quarterback vibes. He just is a really streaky player. He has a really good arm. He has the ability to throw from different arm angles, but it just doesn't seem like a good fit in Cleveland if the Browns are looking for somebody who gives them a chance to win this year. Drafting Travis Hunter isn't the worst move in the world if Kevin Stefanski knows that he's going to be around for at least one more season. So if it doesn't work and you aren't that good again this year, you got a chance of picking from a way better quarterback class in 2026. I don't think Kevin Stefanski should get fired. If anything, he should have a lifelong contract as the head coach of the Browns. It's extremely hard to win in this division with Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh normally being a lock to win 9, 10 games, especially when you're going up against Lamar twice a season. And you also got to see Joe Burrow as well. Longevity and stability is key to being able to have success in the AFC North, which is why the Browns don't really have a pressing need to address quarterback in the first round unless Kevin Stefanski's job was really on the line. I do feel he has a good amount of security, which is why there isn't really a lot of pressure for the Browns to have to draft a quarterback. And you don't want to reach for a quarterback in what's considered to be one of the weakest quarterback classes in recent memory. You rather go best player available with Travis Hunter, a guy that you know is going to give you all-pro kind of play, versus rolling the dice on somebody like Shedeur Sanders, who, although I'm high on him, I don't know if the Browns are the ideal situation for him to have a successful career. I'd much rather see them run it with a vet or take Travis Hunter and then draft a quarterback either late in the first round or get somebody in round 2 or 3 who can be developed. Either way, drafting best player available is never a bad strategy if you are a head coach that right now you're just looking for good players, and you can never have too many good players, and that's what you'll be getting drafting Travis second overall.